It really is.
That's kind of sad.
I appreciate the madness actually. Like that's just karma in the loop of life, and just come back around and be like, hey, don't forget about me. But anyway, this is an episode of the Traveling Hoopers podcast. Sorry, guys, I forgot what the normal rundown is. I am your host, Alan Pettigrew, and these two fine gentlemen in front of me, virtually, are Calvin McGowan and
So call
Philip
me
Dixon.
fine, okay.
Go ahead and tell the people about yourself.
What's up, y'all? As usual, I'm Calvin McGowan. I'm here once again to inform you about, basketball and stuff.
Hello, like usual, I'm Philip Dixon, and I'm here to inform you about basketball and stuff.
The Nets defense is trash.
Should I get a hoodie in double XL or XL?
That's
Triple XL. Give yourself some room to grow.
This ain't Channel 4. Come on, over here dressed like Nelly. Okay, continue. Nets defense trash.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, super trash. They played the Cavs twice and lost twice to one of the worst offenses in the NBA. I kind of just want to throw that out there. I know with some other stuff playing.
surprisingly a top 3 defense though.
Oh yeah, their defense is amazing, but their offense is hot garbage, which means they should come out in general like something of a mediocre team.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's the Cavs.
Yeah, but like the Cavs dropped like 140 or something.
Yeah,
in that double overtime game. Yeah, like you're not winning anything with defense like that.
Granted, Sexton did go off.
True.
Like, and people that day were like, "Oh man, he really going off." Okay, that's unnatural. The way he was going off was unnatural for him, but he did go off. But we all expected them to lose, but not to the Cavs.
You sleeping on Colin Sexton, bro.
I'm not
Sexton
sleeping.
averaging like 23.
I'm not asleep. He's good. Yeah, I'm not asleep. He's good. He's just, he plays for the Cavs. Like, I don't know how to put it past him. Like, he's good, but who cares because he plays for the Cavs? Literally, the only person who could play for the Cavs and you care about is LeBron James. Everybody else, I don't care how good you are. Anybody else you name in the NBA could play for the Cavaliers, and I would not care.
Well, since we're here, speaking of franchises we care nothing about,
Hey,
this
I like that.
episode is going to be dedicated to the Washington Wizards. We don't exactly have much here planned on talking about the Wizards. Maybe it's going to be some historical stuff, but we're really just here to get some jokes off at the expense of the Wizards. It's completely their fault at this point. That's why we're doing this. So,
All right, so who want to start off?
strap it, but actually, because your thing is so ironic and hilarious, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go first.
Oh, I'm bad. Hold on. I got still in my mouth. All right. So, as we know, the Washington Wizards were formerly known as the Washington Bullets. Now, many sports leagues had a rebranding to where the teams that were named after guns, things having to do with guns, were rebranded into other names. Baseball, for another example, outside of the Bullets, is Colt 45s, which are now the Houston Astros. Like, this was a league. There's a league-wide, not just NBA, but leagues all over the country-wide kind of a, modernization, I guess, of the league to make it more commercial, so on and so forth. And I just find it ironic how the Washington Bullets changed their name to the Washington Wizards to get away from the stigma of guns, only for Gilbert Arenas to mess up the whole entire PR plan and make them known for guns for the forever. like they're like I don't even know how to how to phrase it any better than that. Like, he ruined years and years of PR and name brand changes and branding, all because he's a little, he's a little jokey joke. You know what I mean? Like, he's a little clownish. And Gilbert Arenas, we all know him as, Agent Zero, and we all know Gilbert Arenas as, this like basketball analytic podcast aficionado that he is nowadays. But at the end of the day, he not only crippled a franchise when it came to the roster and how a franchise was doing going forward, because he was a centerpiece that immediately was just taken off, and all pieces surrounding him or all pieces on the team were surrounding him for the team to be successful through him. He destroyed that whole dynamic. But also, there's some old dude who's in some PR firm who was like, all right, his life accomplishment was to change the stigma of the Washington Bullets to the Wizards, and Gilbert Arenas destroyed that man's legacy. We don't know that man, right? But that man got a family. That board team got a family. They got sisters, brothers, father-in-laws, mother-in-laws, and Gilbert Arenas just cut it up, the whole entire plan, because he brought a gun to the locker room. And yeah, Gilbert Arenas destroyed a whole franchise inside and out.
Bro, he literally, that man's work stood for 3+ decades. And he ruined it all over $1,100.
Yeah. He's an ignorance. like he is known to have been ignorant, but in like joking ways, right? Only for himself, like showing up and running on the treadmill at a combine in Tim's. Like, he is known to do some ignorant things, right? In college, when he's in class, you ever seen that Vine, or is it a Vine, when he goes, the guy's in the library and he just closes this book up, man, this, you know what I mean? You ever seen that Vine?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Gilbert Arenas essentially did the same thing at Arizona, and Richard Jefferson was in the classroom like, what's going on? Bald head, perfect guy, Richard Jefferson. And apparently, Gilbert Arenas did the exact same thing in the classroom, stood up, walked out, and turned the lights off for the other lecture hall. Like, apparently, like, Gilbert Arenas, according to people that know him much better than any of us ever will, has done some wildly ignorant things. But to top it all off, he destroyed 3 decades worth of PR to get a franchise away from the stigma of guns to get right back to where they started from with a physical gun. All over 11. How much was it, Alan?
$1,100.
You a millionaire. $1,100. So it wasn't like this is no like, this is no like he shouldn't have did that. He shouldn't have did, like, he just played too much. Like I don't want to come up as like I'm standing on Gilbert Arenas, because I love Gilbert Arenas on the court and off the court, but he is a child, or he was at least. That whole thing he had with Nick Young at the house, he's still a child. He is a child, and he plays too much, and that is like the most childish thing that you could do to a franchise without technically crippling it, but like you cripple someone's hard work and dedication at some advertising firm in Washington, D.C.
Nah, I appreciate this. The next thing just to stay on the Gilbert Arenas thing, the next thing we got to make fun of is these awful golden brown jerseys they was wearing in the
Sorry.
These are some of the worst jerseys I've seen. Like, can you think of like worse jerseys than these early Wizards jerseys? Like the Bullets jerseys are even cleaner. And did you notice how the gold ones are kind of satin?
It's so garbage, man.
Like,
They're
bro,
the worst jerseys ever.
I'm gonna put the link in the description so you can see these jerseys. Like they're, and then they got these Mitchell and Ness ass jerseys that were like their home and away joints with all these holes in them. Like check the link I just sent you guys.
What? Like, I just Googled it. I'm like, oh, I remember these.
Listen, those were the worst. Those are the worst jerseys in sports.
Bro, you can definitely take one of these Wizards jerseys and use it as a do-rag, bro. I'm pretty sure this joint is
It has a do-rag.
Is yeah, I'm pretty sure that's either silk or satin, bro.
That's weird, dog.
Gotta have your hair right.
No, that's like truthfully, those are the most disgusting jerseys ever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think it's close. I really don't think it's close. Like, some jerseys are good, but those that's not it. That is not it.
Hey, bro. You know this around the time where not the early ones like in '97 when these popped up, but you know they had Jordan out here in these jerseys.
Yes.
The last few years of Jordan's career was in these god awful jerseys. I want to see if he was in one of these gold joints.
No wonder they didn't put that part in The Last Dance. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to show these trash jerseys.
Uncle Jordan.
Last Dance, they didn't his career at all. They said, if you watch The Last Dance and you went around, you would think that he ended up a bull. He was retired as a bull, and that's it. You would think that's.
I mean, that's basically how everyone treats his career anyway. Don't no one talk about his time with the Wizards.
Like the people that were watching Jordan were kind of like sad to see him be a Wizard, just because like he was MJ, but he wasn't MJ. He wasn't like 30-point a game MJ. He was like 23.
But apparently he only played because he wanted a certain percentage of ownership for the team.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's life changing. I come back for that.
I come back for that. And he but he had like a few games or more than a few games where he was just getting buckets on people. Like still, like yeah, you averaging 23, but you still killing like young kids. Like that's wild.
Yeah, I don't know if I let you
That's
get off.
An all-time great.
Jerseys.
I mean, I'm like, that's what happens when you're like one of the best of all time. But also, like, you're the best of all time. Of course, you're still embarrassing kids half your age.
Yeah. See, but I don't know if I let my idol torch me in these god awful high school jerseys. These are bad jerseys, bro. They look cheap.
Alan, what you just said is you don't know if you're your idol. So let's pretend that you're the NBA. It's Michael Jordan. You can't stop your idol. So you're gonna injure him? That's ignorant. Maybe. Nah, that's ignorant.
I really don't like losing, bro. Especially if I can be like on some Bruce Bowen where I just slide my foot under. It's like a slight ankle sprain where you be out for like 2 weeks. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You just want to fight me the next game, but it's cool. I'm not really worried.
Ignorant. Alan is the most ignorant man I've ever heard in my life.
I'm not ignorant, bro. I really don't. Look, once I have an objective, which is to win the game, I know there are certain things that I can't do, especially against the greatest of all time. But what I can do is make sure he can't play, which means I win. I'm never trying to like ruin your career. I'm just trying to beat you today.
Which means I win. This guy's nuts. This guy is truly nuts. Oh my gosh, man. Alan's hilarious.
I'm competitive but lazy. Y'all know this.
That's not competitive. That's just ignorant, dog.
That's competitive. The Bill Laimbeer Award goes to Alan Pettigrew.
Wait, say that again, Calvin.
I said the Bill Laimbeer Award goes to Alan Pettigrew.
He got a ring? He got 2 of them. What you mean? Everybody in the 80s got rings. They was out here hurting people. Why can't I do it?
I don't know what to say.
Oh, man, we out here talking about success. If somebody got to roll their ankle for me to be successful, it is what it is, baby.
If someone has to roll their ankle for me to be successful, it is what it is. Alan's gonna Zaza somebody because he wanted to be successful.
See, I'm playing rec league ball at this point in my life. If I'm out here Zazaing somebody, I expect to get jumped
at. To the point in your life where you weren't playing rec league ball?
Yeah. I played like 33 seconds in high school.
Dear God.
I was there for every practice, though.
You know what?
I was there for every practice.
Man, I don't care about that, man. Ignorant. Okay. Calvin, do you have anything about the Wizards?
The thing is, I really don't. It's just they're just kind of there. I look. They haven't had a team that was like that won the conference finals since like 14 years before I was born. Like they haven't done anything in decades. Like entire generations have grown up watching other teams play while they just are off in the corner somewhere. They're just kind of there. They had John Wall. They don't have him no more. They have Bradley Beal, but like they have one of the worst defenses in the league. Like what did Bradley Beal say? They couldn't guard a parked car.
Imagine hearing your star teammate say about you.
I mean, it's facts though.
It is. I mean, at the end of the day, the Wizards have had a lot of good players, but you can't win nothing. And if you want to win something, don't go to the Wizards. I appreciate how Russell Westbrook was trying to be like glass half full about this season, but like we all know deep inside he got to be upset about being with the Wizards because he knows he's not gonna win nothing because it's the Wizards.
I agree with his glass half full perspective. That is a Hall of Famer.
Shut up! No, you don't.
That is a Hall of Famer making $30 million. Baby, this your Twilight.
In fairness,
for the Wizards though.
I mean,
in fairness, my understanding is like Westbrook's been playing injured, and like half his team is out with various forms of injury.
playing injured. Okay, is that what we're saying about Westbrook now?
That's my understanding. I don't know, but I do know half his team is out with some form of injury or another. So, like, it's not helping the cause. Is all I'm saying.
I'd rather hear that than him playing injured. Shoot, he ain't playing injured. He just not doing.
Okay, correction. A lot of these are health and safety, are like COVID protocol. Matter of fact, most of these are COVID protocol. Someone didn't stay in the house, and now half the team can't play basketball.
That's ignorant. Come on, people. It would be the Wizards too, as if it hasn't been any other team.
Shoot, it's been Houston. It's been the Nets for a minute.
76ers, I think.
76ers. The Celtics. Can't think of nobody else.
You say half the league.
Yeah, I'm not about to dig that far to actually like. These are like the four that I know for sure. Everybody else, I'm not trying to do the research. At least not right now.
Why not?
I don't want to.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Question.
What's up?
Before Gilbert Arenas, who did the Wizards have?
Michael Jordan.
Before washed Michael Jordan. Or outside of washed Michael Jordan.
All right. They had I'll give you their star players, or at least like notable names from the West Unseld era till now.
Okay.
All right. So 67 to 81. That's all Unseld. He is the big guy. won a championship in '78, and then the team sucks for a while, like from '79 to '88. But they do have Manute Bol. They got Muggsy Bogues at some point. And then you go to the '90s, and they have names that are notable. Like they got Chris Webber.
Okay.
In the late '90s. Juwan Howard. Looks like Mark Price played for them for a while. And then you bring it on home to the 2000s, where the big name starting in 2001 is Michael Jordan. And then you go to Gilbert Arenas. And you know everybody from there.
This is that was somehow more disappointing than I expected it to be.
You had high expectations.
Yeah, I was like, I don't.
No, like I'm just like not even like I'm not talking about success. We know the lack of like rings and what have you. I'm just talking about like notable names. Like I expected a few more.
No,
Bro. When you're habitually bad, like it's been like what, almost 40 years since you've won a championship. There's I can't think of a lot of teams that do not sniff winning a championship, and then they have like dudes that we all know.
I guess that makes sense.
You kind of have to have a squad, like outside of like maybe that the Detroit Pistons.
They had Moses Malone.
I think it was old man Moses.
Like I'm functionally already grasping at straws. Like we're already grasping at straws. Be like notable players who ever played for them. How is
that? It weirdly seems like the Wizards are a franchise where you're kind of, if it doesn't stall, it dies.
Mm-hmm.
At least for like their star players. Like if you're a role player and you get good, somebody takes you up out of there. But if you're a star, nah, you weren't. You're not really that dude.
not really that dude.
What else? Wait, hold up. Question. Why does Scott Brooks still have a job? I feel like I asked this before. We talked about this before.
I can't tell you why Scott Brooks got the job. I don't know. He's been bad for so long.
I'll tell you why. Scott Brooks has a job because for some reason in all these sports leagues, and this not just includes the NBA, it includes the MLB, and it includes the NFL as well, there is this comfortability of coaching or coaches, and that's why you always see this recycling of coaches, no matter how bad they are, or no matter how subpar they are, or average. And Scott Brooks is in line with that thought process and that lineage of just recycled head coaches that for some reason continue to get jobs. One of them being Scott Brooks, another one the Van Gundys. So but Scott Brooks made to finals once, had no chance with the Heat, but he made to the finals once. But he's part of it. Like he just is one of those coaches that's gonna be recycled over and over again.
They made it to the finals despite Scott Brooks. I don't care what nobody say. They made it to the finals despite that man. He did not help.
You're right. He has no kind of like game plan.
It's not his. It's his superpower is making sure his best players do exactly what they're allowed, what they can and should be doing. That's it.
Every superwoman needs a superman.
Goofy.
Goofy.
In fairness to Van Gundy, he's not that bad. At least not according to his record.
Which one, Jeff or Stan?
This is Stan. I can't speak for Jeff right now.
Go look at Scott Brooks' record. His record is really good. I think I told you this on like the last episode. If you take away the wins that he had in OKC, that man is even if you take away the losses that he had at OKC too, that's not a good record, bro. That man does not win games.
Nope. I mean, you're right. But once again, I don't understand why many coaches in the NBA have head coaching jobs, right? Because you can go Eric Bieniemy in the NFL, offensive coach for the Chiefs. Why is he only having a second job interview for Houston, while all these other coaches are getting rehired? It doesn't make sense. But it's like no fresh blood, no new blood is being brought in. It's just these guys who have been in the league and are getting recycled because you're assuming that it's a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy who, they have connections and, it's a comfortability thing. And it's stupid. And it's not productive in winning or developing a winning organization. But, it's just like everything else in life. It's contacts, it's network. You know what I mean? And it's at the detriment, right? You got to eventually play the GMs, but it just seems to be just the case nowadays.
But I would think that like if you're a GM and like part of your job is to like have your organization set up for success, that like you do more due diligence in your coaching search than like the friend of your assistant GM who like knew some dude one day once or something. Or like this dude coached over there once. Did they win? No, but he did. But he was coach over there. Like I don't know. I feel like you should do a bit more due diligence, and maybe they do, and they just I don't know.
No, we should do a bit more due diligence, but they don't because they are rich and stupid, and we are not and smart.
Hey, one of these days we're all gonna be friends with the NBA, somebody who's in like a front office or like a GM, and then we can tell them to make decisions so we can, unless they work for the Wizards, then we just gonna let them suck.
That's you're just gonna let them suck?
Hell yeah.
Would I let the Wizards GM suck? Actually, no. The one I'd let suck is whoever's in charge of the Knicks.
I know. I would help the Knicks. Why wouldn't you help the Knicks?
Mostly just
fine now. Tom Thibodeau is having them ball out for whatever reason.
For me, like it's just like the Knicks, and outside of this season, in my entire memory, they had 2 good years. Which I mean, the Wizards can say more than that, even though like they didn't really do anything with those years. But like, it's just kind of like it's just like, I don't care about the Knicks. It's like I feel sorry for the Kings, right? And like the Clippers, they have my respect at this point because they've been good for a little while now. But like the Knicks, and it's like the Wizards, it's just kind of like, like there's no harm in like being like, hey, here's a better decision you could be making.
Whenever you go, the so and so are just, that's never a good thing. That's never a good thing. That's never a good thing. Like that's like spitting on an organization. That sucks. But
be making.
Whenever you go, the so and so are just, that's never a good thing. That's never a good thing. That's never a good thing. Like that's like spitting on an organization. That sucks. But that is the Wizards. Like that's actually the actual description of the Wizards. Who else? Who is on par with the Wizards in the NBA though, in terms of just like atrocities?
Hornets. Like, what are we using as
the Bobcats? The Bobcats are
Timberwolves.
Nope, because the Timberwolves had Garnett years.
That's not enough for me, bro. They had Wes Unseld years.
What?
They had Wes Unseld years. They've won a championship.
Hold up.
I don't think Minnesota
I
has.
can't listen. The Timberwolves are above. The Timberwolves are above the Wizards because
Why?
the Garnett years.
Are we sure we're not confusing the Timberwolves with the Minnesota Lakers when you say they had Wes Unseld?
No, I'm saying the Wizards had Wes Unseld.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
Yeah, but they had Kevin Garnett, and they went, and then when Kevin Garnett took him to the finals or the Western Conference Finals.
I don't know, bro. How many times he do it in how many years? Because I almost want to put the Wizards best years and most entertaining teams. I think I can. I am willing to bet that I would probably take those 10 plus years over what the Minnesota Timberwolves have, because they make habitually bad decisions. At least with the Wizards, they can draft me somebody that isn't god awful.
Yeah, but then you got to realize that you at one point had some jerseys though, so that brings them down a whole notch because those gold jerseys are literally like something that I would wipe the bottom of my shoes off with on a rainy day.
They make a bad jersey decision one time, and suddenly they're the worst team in the league.
Yes.
Worst franchise.
See, I ain't gonna do them like that now, but nah, man.
I ain't gonna do them like that, now.
The Timberwolves are really bad, bro.
All right, who else? So the Timberwolves are arguable. All right, who else?
Let's say we said the Bobcats / Hornets. I'd say the Clippers, but the Clippers have been good for a little minute now.
Yeah, they got about 10 years of winning under their belt. Don't they got like 40 years of losing before that? Well, like 30.
They were hot garbage forever.
Yeah.
Like they were hot garbage till Blake Griffin showed up.
Who, the Clippers?
Yeah.
Oh, the Clippers are the Clippers. Even with the Blake Griffin years, they underachieved so much that they still have to be up there.
But they were still good though. Like they were consistently
good. But they
good.
underachieved even with the best. So with them underachieving and having the history of the Clippers, Kawhi and Paul George, no, not Paul George, Kawhi's digging them out of a hole, and Kawhi's the only way. Kawhi is the only person that could take them out of this whole Timberwolves Wizard even discussion.
Nah, bro. I don't even think Kawhi can do it.
He gonna do it.
He gonna have to win 2 championships.
Kawhi bring a championship to the Clippers. I'm calling it right now.
Bro, you think he gonna get 2?
1. That's all he needs. And Kawhi has 3 championships with 3 different teams. That's all he needs.
For his legacy, not for the Clippers' legacy.
I don't care about them. Who cares about Clippers' legacy? I don't care about them. And I don't care about no fan who's all of a sudden a Clippers fan now. No. Yeah. I respect Clippers fans who've been Clippers fans for years and years and years before Blake Griffin.
Shout out Clipper Daryl.
Man, that nigga lame. Forget that, man. Listen, you got a lot. I know a lot of people from LA who told me, "Yeah, I've been a Clippers fan for years." And I was like, "Before Blake Griffin?" They go, "Yeah." I don't believe them. Like who? Look at the stadiums when those the arenas when those games are happening. They're 1/5 full, so I don't believe them at all. But for the ones that are really there, that 1/5, y'all real ones, stupid because y'all live in the same city as the Lakers. But shout out to their Clippers owners now for moving them to a new stadium. So,
which one do you think has more suffering in a lifetime, being a Clippers fan or being a Wizards fan? Because they both seem
Clippers, I don't think it's that up until recently. I don't think it's that close because it's just like it. Well, it depends how you're measuring suffering. Because you're measuring suffering by how failing to meet whatever expectations or hopes you might have had. It's it's probably the Wizards over an extended timeline. Because, like, even though we're like, y'all haven't done anything, they weren't bad that entire time. They just weren't good enough to win it all. Like, you know,
They just weren't good enough to win at all. That's true.
I mean, there's a big gap, but like the Clippers have been were trash for a long, long time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't understand being a Clippers fan and like having high hopes. Like, especially if you've been one for like more than 15 years. Like, what is? Why are you hopeful? Like, I feel like you've been squashed enough. But at least with like a Wizards fan, you can have a little hope. You can lie to yourself. They got somebody's jersey you can go buy.
This nigga said, "Why you hopeful?"
But think about it though, right? If you're a Clippers fan, you didn't actually have hope until not Baron Davis, until Blake Griffin for real.
Oh,
right.
Breaking news: Spurs Pelicans game postponed today because neither team has 8 eligible players. So add them to that list you just said, Alan. Continue.
Lord. Brought to you by the destruction of my fun.
Oh, that was dark.
Hey, tell me it hasn't been the destruction
of fun. By the destruction of my fun? That was dark.
Bro, come on, man. I was
hilarious, but dark.
I was in the gym every single day, and then COVID happened. I missed the gym. Not like working out, but seeing like other people work out. Like the kids play basketball. It's been forever. Like I had season tickets. I had to postpone my season tickets. You know how much of a brokey I felt like postponing my season tickets?
No, tell me.
I felt like a brokey.
A brokey?
I felt like a brokey, bro.
What does that mean? A
like
brokey.
You should know. I ain't gonna do it like that. I feel like I ain't got no money, bro. Season tickets. I don't ask for much. I don't ask for much.
I don't know.
Work my buns off to get these season tickets, and then COVID just gonna come through. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about other hopeless things like the Wizards.
Yeah, we were, but you got hurt. Seriously, a pain mustered up from somewhere, and I can't tell where. I'm not gonna lie to you, dog.
Deep down in my soul.
Stop.
Wait, you don't appreciate the voice?
Not yours.
But y'all got anything else y'all want to throw in the wounds of these poor Wizard fans?
Y'all suck. Y'all continue to suck. Y'all are the worst. There you go.
The Knicks haven't been good for real since Patrick Ewing.
You're better than the Knicks. You hear that, Wizards fans? Better than the Knicks. So, like, what are we talking about?
In fairness, it's not the highest bar.
All right. We're going to end it on this. 1 through 30. Out of all 30 NBA franchises, where do you rank the Wizards?
1 being what?
1 being the best. 1, think of like Lakers or Boston. 30 being garbage team. And we're talking about historically.
Are we including Bobcats or not?
We're including Bobcats.
We're including Bobcats?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, come on, but carry the 3. Okay. You said out of 30, so I'm gonna say 29.
20? Oh, you disrespectful.
Uh-huh.
They got a chip. Like, don't do them like that. It's some bums that ain't got no chips.
Yeah, no. The Bullets got a chip. The Wizards no. Let's not get twisted. The Bullets have a chip. The Wizards have nothing.
No, I'd say like 16 or 17.
16 or
you smoking too.
Yeah.
No, I just think like they're just they're kind of just there, right? Like they have, like you said a lot, unlike a number of other organizations, they at least have a ring, even if it was under a different name. Like they got one. like they don't disappoint you as much as like the Clippers or the Knicks. Who else is a major disappointment year in and year out? Shoot, I can't even. But like they're kind of just there. Like they're not the worst like franchise. They're not the best. They've had some good players come through. It's yeah.
Man. Calvin, you must really be looking on the bright side of that ring, because them motherfuckers is 22 for me. Like I know it's worse teams, but baby, you gotta convince me that you deserve more than 22.
This man's call this man baby.
Like, but it's like the thing. Like, who would I put? Now you got me thinking about this for real.
Yeah,
Because I'm like, the Cavs are the worst organization.
You said Cavs are a worse organization?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. The Cavs had some like a notable duo my bad. A notable name at least since the 80s. Mark Price, Brad Daughtry. Can't tell you.
Like, it's like the thing. Like they had like what 2 good players before LeBron, 3 maybe. Like
sounds pretty accurate.
But like the thing is, without like if you don't throw LeBron in, the Cavs are arguably the worst. Well, no, that's not fair. The Clippers still exist. They're one of the worst organizations in the sport if they don't draft LeBron. And even then, it's still like he tried his damnedest and got them 1 ring after he left once.
That's all they deserve.
That's all they deserve.
No, we need to go ahead and break your 50 years of suck, and you be happy for another 50 years. That sounds about right.
50 years of suck.
50 years of suck.
That's a lot going on, dog.
It is not like it was just your basketball team that sucked. It was kind of like all your sports. So,
yeah.
At that point, do you blame like the sports franchises or do you blame the city?
Both. They both have.
Were the Browns any good this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. They made
to
the playoffs.
Okay, so they were good for the first time since the Browns left the first time and became the Ravens. So what? That was about 20 years of being the worst organization in football. And I don't even know about baseball like that. So
that's Phillips' jurisdiction.
What are you asking?
What's it? The Cleveland Indians?
Yeah.
Been any good?
Cleveland team at this point.
Cleveland Indians are good. Yes, they're good. Like once in like 5 years. So yes.
I mean that's something, I guess.
Yeah.
That's something, I guess.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and close this one out. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Traveling Hoopers. This is the one where we make fun of the Wizards to the best of our abilities because they suck.
Trash.
Not our fault. Again, I am your host, Alan Pettigrew, signing off. And I will let these 2 fine gentlemen go ahead and do what they do.
Once again, I'm Calvin McGowan, and I'd just like to remind everybody that the Brooklyn Nets defense is terrible. Shout outs to their defense. It doesn't exist. Also, you can listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you're joining us on YouTube, hit like, share, and subscribe, and leave something down in the comments.
My name is P Dizzle, aka the one and only. So you've made it this far, congratulations. Then you now understand why the Wizards are in the bottom half of the NBA's garbage teams. And I didn't say the bottom half of the NBA's teams. They're the bottom half of the NBA's garbage teams because they are garbage, or as my good friends from France like to say, or garbage. So thank you for making it this far, and slide to my Cash App.
Once again, Calvin McGowan, hope you enjoyed yourself. If you are watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe, leave something in the comments. You can also listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. If you made it this far, once again, thank you. I hope you got a lot done of whatever it was you were working on